All right. I seem to have somewhat messed up. I seem to have somewhat messed up the positioning of my phone on my Osmo 3. There's a grey little lump there. I don't know how the hell do I've never had that before. So this is Terminal G at Vienna Airport. I never know if you're allowed to film in airports or not. The Osmo 3 is doing a grand old job of keeping everything pretty steady, which is nice. It feels pretty good. Although I don't know what's that grey thing doing? Why is it doing that? Anyway, such is life. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm not wearing a headset because there's absolutely no one here. Actually, no, that's not true. There's some people. Gotta be quiet. Oh God, there we go. I'm known as the... Oh, we're still live. We're moving from one Vienna Wi-Fi router to another. Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Which airport is this? This is Vienna Airport. Look at this. We're living the dream. We are living the dream. My internet connection is absolutely phenomenal. Like really, it is next level good. Like if you go and have a look, on my Discord server. Actually, no, I'll have to post that pic. Basically, I posted an image into like the Minsk section, which I think is for friends and Patreons only at the moment. I've got like 200. My internet speed is like 250 up, 250 down. It's absolutely phenomenal. Basically, yeah, it's about midnight here. I think Vienna's. It's the largest airport. I think it's like the main airport in Austria. And there's just not many flights. There's not many flights. / I think there's no flights. God, that's loud. Sorry. Apologies. So yeah. We're having fun. The flight from Malta to Rome was pretty standard. Connected fine in Rome. I had a bit of a strange. I don't know how to. Basically, got like emails saying, "Oh, the flight's really booked. We're going to check in your cabin baggage." I was like, "Oh my God." Basically, I'm flying on like 3 different airlines. My first flight was Air Italia. My second flight was Eurowing or something like that, which I've never been on before. And the flight that I'm taking tomorrow morning at like 10, like leaving at 10 o'clock in the morning, is like Air Austria or something. OS 687 or something like that. So it's it's some next level it's some next level logistic shenanigans, because basically none of the airlines have got contracts with each other, so I couldn't send my bag. Look at this on Osmo 3. I couldn't send my bag all the way there. So I've had to carry it with me, and of course these are all like small planes, budget flights. And they're like trying to take my bag off me, and I'm basically like saying, no, I don't want to have to like exit an airport, like maybe miss my connection. Not this one. I've got like an 11-hour layover, no worries. But I don't want to go through security again or not. It's not a granny bag. Look, that is a suitcase that happens to have a granny bag handle on it, and it's my hoodie I draped over the top. It's hot. It's hot. And I am all alone. I am very much alone. There's a few people. They're looking at me like I'm insane. Oh, look at that. There's like some awesome sleeping stuff over there. There's like big couches and that. I might try and find one. Oh God, it's a person. Quick. It's pretty warm because it's all air conditioned and whatever. I do have a scarf. I do have some gloves as well. I might try and go down the end. I don't want to sleep next to these weird like horizontal elevator type things. I don't know what you call them. They're loud, huh? They're super super loud. So yeah, there's some like airport staff, like cleaners and I don't know, other people here like doing the day-to-day stuff. And BMG, Blue Monkey Gaming, tuning in from New Jersey, I think, if I remember correctly. Great to see you here. Um, so yeah, there's a few people here working, and there's a few people here sleeping, which will be me in a bit. Um, and this is basically like, I mean, for me, some of you probably know this already, maybe others of you don't. I travel a lot with work, and I've traveled a lot. I've been very lucky. I've been able to travel a lot with my current job, and also travel a lot. Oh God, what's she saying? I don't speak German. I feel like I'm in trouble. You have my attention. Don't worry, my bags are attended. Don't take my bags from me. I've had to fight so hard. God, so strict. I feel like I'm in trouble. I haven't even done anything wrong. It's just the, it's just the German. So oh yes. What's this? Oh, this. Please tell me there's no one here. Please tell me there's no one here. There's no one here. Oh, it's quiet. Oh yeah. So I'm talking about. I hope there's some Wi-Fi. I don't want to go too far away for some signal. I think there's pretty decent Wi-Fi everywhere. It's gotten noisier that way. I like. Oh my Osmo is not cooperating. I like the look of this area here. I reckon I can definitely get some. Like this looks legit comfy. That is like, Holy Outlaw says, think what having a German mum is like. Oh my God, yeah, that's a good point. So let's ditch the bag. There's the bag. This Osmo 3 is brilliant. I want to like just, can I get it there? Are we still balanced? Yes, fixed it. Look at this. Wait, maybe you can see it in the mirror. Look at that. It's awesome. So yeah, I found a nice place. Having a grand old time. There's no one here. The Wi-Fi is absolutely banging. I might be able to like stream, like play Blitz on my tablet and stream from here. Can I change the camera? Can I do that? Does that work? It does work. Awesome. So I look haggard right now. Yeah. But I mean, I left home about 13 and a half hours ago, and I was chilling out basically in Malta Airport for a while. I'd streamed from Fat Harry's pub in the in the food court, and now here we are. We're in Vienna. Basically, Lufthansa screwed me. Lufthansa really screwed me because they had a strike. My flight to Frankfurt was cancelled. I'm meant to be in Minsk right now, but rather than being in Minsk right now, I am in Vienna airport waiting another 10 hours to fly, and then I'm landing. I mean, I don't know exactly what time it will be Malta time, but I land in Minsk tomorrow about 2 p.m. and then it's a 1-hour taxi from Minsk International Airport to the hotel, which is also the venue, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you that. Someone would have said. They would have said to themselves, Look at this. I got like a little Boss tripod type thing. I'm really proud of this. This is, for those of you that are wondering, what the Patreon funds that support the channel, they've gone on this. Not all of the funds have gone on this, but this is an example of some of the things that Patreon money goes on. So I'm just going to screw this tripod on, and then there you go, rolling, traveling. Oh god, still haven't got the hang of the Osmo controls. And voila, hands free. We're set up. We're good to go. And I mean, I reckon I could probably play Blitz like this, which should be pretty fun. Because the internet connection is awesome. I don't know, like if Vienna Airport is going to be like, who is this dude who is absolutely hammering our upload rate? I hope the quality is good. How is the quality? How are we good? Batman. Nice to meet you at Tankfest, by the way, buddy. It's a long change. Basically, I am here until my flight departs at 9:55 a.m. It is currently 5 past midnight. So I am here for the best part of 10 hours. We'll probably be boarding in about 9.5 hours. Just like, so not my cup of tea. At all. Get some sleep. Well, I mean, I found a sleeping place, but I'm not tired at the moment. I mean, I'm quite sad there's no bars open. But I mean, like, have a look at this. Oh God, really, I need to work on the controls so badly. But really, there is absolutely no one here. Not a soul. Not a single soul. Apart from me, I have a soul. But I mean, other than me, there's no one here. Entertainers, whatever. So yeah, it's a bit of, I'm kind of bummed out a little bit, I have to say. I am pretty gutted to kind of miss out on more time with the players and wargaming. Hamish is asking, did wargaming not buy you a hotel? Well, it wouldn't be wargaming, it would be the airlines that would kind of compensate you for a hotel. And to be honest, noting I'm definitely meant to be here. I went through a security check. Someone saw my passport, they saw my boarding card. I'm allowed to be here. But no, I mean, for me, I prefer staying airside. I don't really like going out. Like, I mean, by the time you've sort of like gone for the stress, okay, find a hotel, book a hotel, get to the hotel, check in, get to your room, sleep for like what, 3-4 hours, and then like have to come back and then go through security again. Like, nah, forget it. I've got a super comfy, like, so I mean, like, this thing is huge. I've got something really comfy to sleep on, and I don't have to worry about it. I know I'm at my gate. Well, I mean, like, okay, it's like a kilometer long and there's like 100 gates, but I'm at the right, like, I'm at the G terminal gate thing, whatever. So I'm in the right place, and I guess in the morning some food things will be open. I can grab some breakfast, which is super cool. Batman. No. But yeah, no, I was saying before I got sidetracked by myself, I've traveled a lot for work, and I think the worst sort of layover scenario, and I put myself in this one. When I was flying to Madagascar the first time, like, and I was trying to say I saved like 400 euros, but I had like a 12-hour layover at an airport in France, and then I had a 12-hour layover in Antananarivo, the capital of Madagascar, Tana. And yeah, like 48 hours traveling like on one stretch. That was the worst. So this is kind of like on one stretch. That was the worst. So this is kind of a walk in the park. and I'll be able to get some shut eye, play some blitz. I think there's probably some vending machines somewhere if I get peckish. Thank you, Risk, for the beard compliments. Teng's asking me if I had a croissant. I mean, it was a long time ago. Probably I did. I had a full English breakfast before I left Malta. I had some snacks on the plane at Rome. I had a drink on the plane from Rome to Vienna. I am pretty hungry. I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty hungry. How much caffeine will I be on during the tournament? I don't know. It depends. Well, we know that the Twister 2019 Cup is being sponsored by Gorilla Energy. I don't know like how much of that the players and casters are gonna see. That could have me bouncing off the walls. Dragon Power is asking if Wargaming is compensating me. I mean, Wargaming, they're paying for my expenses, so they've covered flights and everything. So, I mean, if there's any compensation, it would be me having to approach Lufthansa and say, like, look, you guys screwed me, you canceled my flight and delayed me, give me the money. So, and I will do that. I will have a go at that. Asking if Wargaming asked me to share the beard. They haven't asked me yet, although I saw some pictures actually on some of the team Discord channels, and they have hairstylists. There's someone there. I mean, this was for Media Day. I don't know, like, if Wargaming are gonna have someone have a crack at this. I mean, you know, if it's their show, if they wanna like, you know, tone the beard down a bit. I'm not gonna argue with them. Depends how much though. It does depend how much. Yeah, no. Wargaming, they've been really good. They basically they've helped me. I mean, they were really good booking everything in the first place, and I've had pretty much an open line to the esports guys. So they've made sure there's going to be a Wargaming driver meeting me at the airport. You know, they've said if I run into any problems, they'd sort it out. But you know, I travel a lot. I know what I'm doing, and actually these days it's so automated, it's so simple that actually, you know, if you have like a delay or a cancellation, like you just go find the right desk, and then, you know, they fix it out for you, which is really cool. I mean, ideally, I wouldn't be in Vienna airport chatting to myself, to you guys. Hamish is asking about the other dude. That's Tony. He's Darth Antonius on Discord. Matsumoto RXNA says hello. Hello to you too. God, you can tell that I haven't had enough sleep or much sleep, or any sleep at all at the moment. Good night, Grumbly. For those of you that are staying up late, I don't know. This is just me passing the time at this point. I've got 10 hours, so you know, if you guys are here to hang out with me, and we can abuse the Wi-Fi here, then, you know, that's pretty good. Oh God, the chat's it's too much. It says he wishes he could. I was in Frankfurt. I mean, I was originally going to be going through Frankfurt, but I was only going to have like an hour transfer. But Lufthansa, they had I don't know which Lufthansa employees went on strike. Some of them did, and yeah, basically, that one flight really screwed me, which was a pain. But you know, at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. Tingo's 10-hour live stream. I don't know. Like, I mean, I've got. I mean, there must be PowerPoints. There's like, you know, charging stations around. I guess I can find them. And I've got a battery, and hell, the Osmo 3. Not that I'm being sponsored by them or anything, but I have mad love for this product because not only is it a gimbal for your phone, but it's also like a portable battery, so you can charge your phone from the. It's genius. It's absolute genius. And very compact. It folds up as well, which is nice. So yeah, made it to Vienna. This is, for me, there was quite a bit of. I mean, obviously, like when you find out you've got a flight cancelled, there's a bit of stress. but then, you know, once you get through security, it's a bit better, and then you get to Rome, and then you make your connection to Rome to, you get to Rome, then you get to Vienna. Now I'm here, like the hard. I'm not stressed anymore. It's just kind of passing the time. Um, I mean, if I had the Heelys would be fantastic. You know, the shoes with the wheel that pops out of the heel. They would have been absolutely awesome. You know, I would have had such a blast. That would have been super good. Dragon Power rolling. What's your favorite food? I mean, what are we talking about here? Because I like food. I do like food. Favorite food? Quite like breakfast cereal. I know that's pretty weird. Steak, ice cream, full English breakfast. You can't make me pick one. I refuse. Flat out refuse. I like all the food except licorice. You don't like licorice. Oh God, all day English breakfast. Yes, Sarah 420. You're absolutely right. I'm not playing I Spy. However, enough about my food preferences and also my travel shenanigans. Let's talk Twister, because that is, I mean, that's why I'm here, and you know that is the main goal of it all. You know, is to go and commentate these offline finals. Hamish says no pig, bacon, sausages, black pudding. You know, but anyway, you go and commentate Twister, and this year, oh man, it's gonna be so good. Dragon Power says, who do I think is gonna win? I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to say it's going to be 7-star. And I know that's not controversial because they're probably the favorites. But it's controversial to pick them because obviously, you know, I am very close to Endgame and Reign and Feast. So I think 7-star, man, they just looked, CIS server just looked so consistent. The skill level was just awesome. Plantin 199. I am pretty tired. And Hamish says, yeah, he thinks a 2-day stream. I would prefer to have a 2-day stream. I think like have a proper double elimination format, or have like a big round, or have like a round robin with all the teams. Like if it were me, it's a 1-day stream, Sarah. If it were me, and we were sticking with the 6 teams, the wild card, I would maybe make it a 2-day stream, or make it one hell of a 1-day stream. I would have a round robin between all the teams. No, it would have to be 2 days. Day 1, round robin, all 6 teams. Day 2, make it a top 4 double elimination with, like, you know, first place playing 4th place, second place playing 3rd place, etc. That would be my that would be how I do it with 6 teams. I'd make it a 2-day, but like I said on the last vlog stream, like it just makes it so much, it massively jumps the costs of like the overheads and whatever else. And I don't necessarily think that that's something that Wargaming can do too easily. I'm just trying to see, like, I'm kind of like, I've got my legs gone numb. I'm gonna see if I can move. No, I can't move. This is optimal position, sadly. Oh God. There we go. Nope. It's all back to front. Where's the chat gone? Oh, there it is. BMG's asking how I've been. I'm tired. Who's going to win between KSI and Logan Paul? I don't know. I don't follow that stuff. So, sorry, Dragon. I don't know. But yeah, DJW3D David basically says 7-star another level, and I'm inclined to agree. Basically, we saw Mercy, who lost to 7-star, absolutely demolish Loka in the wild card. Demolish. And I mean, Loka maybe didn't play their best game, but they weren't at the same level. It didn't even look I hate to say it, but it didn't look close. And so I kind of think that I reckon I still think we're going to see Seven Star versus Mercy in the final. Um, that would be my sort of it's a cleaner. Um, that would be my expectations. I think Mercy. I would love either Endgame or Reign to win Group B. And if I'm being honest, like spiritually, I'd be cheering for NA or EU. Russia are always the favourites. I'm British. We don't root for the favourites. We go for the underdogs. But like sitting in the analyst's chair and trying to like if I was betting money, or if I if someone was really pushing me to make the right call as to who's going to win, Mercy are the favourites for Group B. Seven Star are the clear favourites for Group A. I don't know if Feast and What, I mean, even if they throw like curveballs, to quote C4, I don't think there's enough curveballs, and the best of five makes it. The best of five kind of snuffs out any flukes, or makes it even less likely that a fluke will occur. Oh no, where's my chat gone? Yeah, Ting goes, you're absolutely right, the EU has become too relaxed since the last Twister. And it's not Russian bias, I mean, it's Russian realism, I think, at the end of the day. BMG says, doesn't know which avatar to use. Same, I was in the same boat. I didn't want to, and especially because I'm going to be commentating it, I didn't want to kind of rock any one particular avatar, and have people think, oh no, Rolex cheering for so and so. But probably actually, if I took an avatar based on like my kind of jinx effect, like calling it and saying, oh, I think this team will win, and then they go on and get absolutely trashed. I think Connor on the EU professionals scene. They had like an epic first 2 rounds and like first 2 opponents, and then just absolutely burned out in the later stages. So Ting's going to sleep. But yeah, like Connor, for example, they kind of settled, they became too predictable. But this is where, for example, if anyone believes in a good underdog story, if anyone's got like a dark horse to support, hey, great to see you, Fatness Splits boys, in the chat. This is, if anyone's looking for the dark horse to support you, I think rather than Endgame, it would be Reign, simply because we saw Reign adapt to a stagnant Pramo team. Reign got very, very convincingly beaten by Pramo. Oh, hey, Martin Prince. Reign got very convincingly beaten by Pramo at the end of the professional series spring season throughout the Ascent tournaments. And basically, they sat down and they rehashed their entire strategic playbook to adapt and counter against Pramo. Now, I think obviously all the teams have been preparing super, super hard for the main event, for the offline. But I think Reign are probably the team that are most, given the talent that they have in the squad, and bearing in mind that their online squad is their offline squad, without any exceptions or substitutions or kind of primaries not making it, Reign are in the best place to actually have, and probably one of the most motivated teams to have looked through all of the footage of their opponents, primarily Seven Star and Mercy, calculated CIS meta and worked out a way to counter it. And if CIS, if they don't change too much about their game plan on certain maps, then sorry, the Mo's just joined the chat. Basically, Reign also, if they win, they get to shave the beard. If they don't win, they don't get to shave the beard. We'll make sure that they don't shave it if they don't win. Mo can run his mouth. You have to win first, buddy. But you can do it. That's what we're saying. We're saying that Rain do potentially have the ability to do it. I think realistic, unless I don't know, the Chinese government have started training Team Wombats, pro esports players in the last month since the professionals tournament. I don't think Team Wombat realistically are going to be able to do anything. Just from having seen the finals of Top versus Team Wombat. No way. Batman asks, I'm streaming for the full 6 hours. I'm not. It's now, I've killed some time. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to chat for a bit longer. And then hunt down a vending machine, get a bottle of water or something, some snacks. And then I'm going to jump on my iPad and play some Blitz. If I can. I should be able to on the Wi-Fi. It depends on the security permissions or not. That would be really cool. For the whole, I'm going to be the whole stream. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming the whole thing. If you watch the 2018 video on Wargaming's channel with Skate and Bushka, basically it's a similar format again. But rather than Skate and Bushka, it will be me and Amonet. We'll be bringing some people in to interview. We'll be doing analytics after the game, looking at the highlight reels, that kind of stuff. So it's basically it's going to be 5 or 6 hours of it's going to be 5 or 6 hours stream, maybe more. This year will be longer because last year the group stages were best of 3s. This year is the best of 5. Plankton 19, is there a Guinness vending machine? I don't think so. I mean, if there were a Guinness vending machine anywhere in the world, I would suspect it would be Dublin. But I don't think they even have them there. And if there was one in Vienna, well, that would be awesome. But no, I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. Yes, Hamish, don't worry. I know it's your birthday on the 9th of November. You've seared it into my memory. You really have. Which is a good thing, But yeah, it's... I don't know. Will you be able to touch the beard? Yes, but only if I make sure that you don't have a shaver in your hand or anywhere on your person at the same time. It's a risky business, especially with the Rain players. Just reading the chat. God. I don't know. Part of me doesn't mind this long layover, and part of me is just I'm so angry at the Lufthansa employees that went on strike, but I get it, I get it. Yes, Batman, I am planning on going to Tankfest 2020. It's actually a really good laugh. If anyone hasn't been or is planning on going for 2020, it comes highly recommended. Mostly, for me, I'm not a tank history buff. I don't really enjoy. That's not true. I enjoy the museum. I like seeing the tanks drive around the arena. But for me, the main draw is meeting the World of Tanks Blitz players. No, Hamish, no dancing, no gym routines. No, I'm staying sat down. Well, Mo, yeah, we can take a selfie when I arrive. I'll be getting in tomorrow to the hotel, to the hotel venue thing at about 3 p.m. And I think if Wargaming have their way, I'm basically going to get corralled straight into, I'm going to get corralled straight into rehearsals. So I don't even think they're going to let me go to my room and have a shower. They're right, okay, Roland, you've arrived. We're gonna go practice the technical stuff now. Oh my God. So my plan, I'll do a little bit of sleeping here at Vienna Airport, but then basically on the plane from Vienna to Minsk, sleep. And then in the taxi from the airport to the hotel, I'll take some pictures, maybe do like a 1 or 2 minute quick stream confirming that I've arrived safely, and then we're gonna sleep. DMG, Dark Magician Girl asked, do I think the current meta? Yeah, absolutely. I think it's borderline conspiracy theory, the meta this year. Wargaming have since early 2019 have been shifting towards increasing the tempo of the game, and that you can look at it several different ways. One, it's just the fact that everything eventually comes into fashion eventually. Like the metas, it's just cycling, it's just rotating. You know, we've had in the beginning 2016 it was Russian mediums, and it was Russian heavies, then it was very slow gameplay. So 2016 was Russian mediums, 2017 was Russian heavies, last year was very slow static gameplay, this year it's very fast gameplay. And so in the same way, for example, that the meta in 2018 suited Raid to a T. I mean, Raid are super strategic, patient. Like the 2018 meta was built for Raid's playstyle, and we saw this year, just even on the EU server, that like Win, who is next, the Finnish esports team, and Karna, like basically an all-star roster with like really high individual mechanical skill and very aggressive gameplay. Those two teams are very, very aggressive. And I mean, Win, they've always been doing pretty well in tournaments, but they've never had like, you know, a super good run. They've never won a server region before, but they were suited this year. And I think, you know, it's no secret that the CIS region is famous for its liquid gameplay. It's very dynamic, it's fast paced, there's good focus fire, hit point pool rotations, and so it's definitely it is definitely the meta is suited to definitely suited to the CIS playstyle this year. And that's why, for example, teams like R2K, it's a newer roster this year, but R2K, Raid, they didn't place as highly because they are more strat-based teams with patience and discipline, and, you know, the use of T110E3's mouse tank, super heavy strats, kind of crossfires and bait plays. And the meta that has been built over the course of this year, I mean, you know, the addition of the Chinese heavy increased the speed of the game. I mean, that's had a buff recently, or it's having a buff coming into its DPM. And the British heavy getting the consumables, the American heavy getting the consumables, the speed boost, the damage reduction consumable of this reactive armor, which is just phenomenal, absolutely brilliant. Like if you have that and adrenaline, you have the consumable extended to 20 seconds, and you basically, for 20 seconds, your tank is taking 20% less damage from all incoming shots and is outputting 7% more damage for a 20-second window. And if you can sync that up with all of your teammates, it's incredible. And you know, the FV215B, this British heavy tier 10, great DPM, good gun handling, good penetration. There are certain spots where it can play really, really well. And then the T22, this crate medium, and the Foch 155 getting this 2-shot clipping TD silly gun, which is, I mean, it's mad, it's absolutely mad. But the net effect is that the whole tier 10 meta, the tempo has increased dramatically, and this definitely favors the Russian one. Yeah, I think, and yeah, DMG, to answer your next question, I think that we can't start excluding tanks, and I don't know. I was probably one of the most vocal critics of the T22 when it was coming in the crates, and I think if you're gonna go that route, you'd have to remove all premiums as well. All premiums, all collectors, whether you can buy them for gold or money, or you have to win them in a crate, or you have to complete, like, you'd have to get rid of them all. And I think that's just too, I mean, that's what the M60, the AMX30B, the Chieftain Mark 6, the 121B, the T90, like this weird American thing. I don't even know if it's a heavy or medium. I've barely seen it. The Badger, and the T22. I don't know. Like I don't think that's a route that we really want to go down. Banning certain vehicles from tournaments, and definitely it's not a route that Wargaming want to go down, because obviously it's a money maker for them. So you know, if where am I from? I'm from England. If Wargaming are never going to ban like those kind of vehicles from tournaments, and if they did, it would be kind of an admission that those vehicles are broken, and then it opens a whole can of worms. It's just, there's no way it's going to happen. I don't think that it even is necessary. If we have a look, there's a great, if you look for PS13, a player from UN1, I believe is the clan, Hasselmat, has done basically they did an awesome job. It's a German group, and they compiled all of, yes, Batman, I have, if you look for Rolling Swarm, I have the same account name on all 4 major servers: Asia, North America, Europe, and now CIS. Winning. Where was I? Memory. Hasselmat, yes. So if you go and look for, they basically run they run a website, I don't know, and they do like articles in German, but Google Translate, if you open a Google Chrome, you can get it translated in the web page. Technology these days, it's just so good. 15-year-old me sitting for their German GCSEs would have been so happy, being able to cheat like that. But alas. The point that I want to make with Hasselmat's analysis is they took all of the data about the vehicle compositions from my stream, Ammonet streams, and RIB streams on the EU server. And Hasselmat basically showed that obviously the FE215B, Foch 155, and T22 were dominant, and the Batchat featured, and T123s and Mouses and SDV1s. But one of the most interesting things, and one of the kind of the take-home message for me, was the T22 started out being like the most popular medium, by a clear margin, and then over the course of the tournament, by each round, the T22 dropped in popularity, and other medium tanks increased. So we saw the use of the SDB1 more. We saw more T62 alphas and more Object 140s towards the end of the professional series on the EU server. And so I think, like, although the T22 was great, I mean, Troll armor profile, as soon as people sort of figured out how to deal with it, and I'm going to keep coming back to this as a great 1v1 Cinderella from E7 on the Asian server, in the 4202 going up the hill on Middleburg versus TNMN, and there's a TNMN player in a T22, they cap C uncontested, and then they come down the hill, and there's basically a one-on-one, a T22 versus a 4202, this British medium, which we had not seen, and we had never seen, and I don't think we ever saw again in any of the professional series this year. And the 4202 absolutely demolishes the T22 head-to-head. I mean, Hesh just goes in. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's great to see it. So I think that the T22, it's got its uses, but it's not the monster that I was particularly concerned. We were just going to see 7 T22s versus 7 T22s, and like that would be it. But actually what we're seeing is lots of Foch 155s, FB215Bs, but the IS4 is still being used, the Mouse is still being used, the E100 is still being used, the 113 is still being used. The meta is probably the most diverse it's ever been, but we are seeing core tanks. Like, there's always, like, 3 or 4 core tanks between the T22, FV215B, and the Foch 155.
So let's have a look at the chat. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, what do I think about the implementation of the Krangvang tank and how would it be in the competitive mode? I don't know what you're referring to with the Krangvang tank. I must confess. Sorry, Sava from NA. I don't know. Oh, Plankton 199. That's a good suggestion. The teams come 5 and 6 has a best of 5 in uprising mode for some Booby Prize trophy. Well, I think Booby Prize is kind of not. Obviously, the guys that are going here won their own server regions or won the wildcard tournament, which is, I mean, that's pretty tough anyway. So I don't think Booby Prize is the right term, and there's not enough time. There's no time to stream like playoff matches between 5 and 6 and 3 and 4. The teams that don't make their group stages, they play 2 best of 5 matches and that's it. They don't play any more. I mean, to be fair, even the winning team's only going to have played 2 best of 5s and 1 best of 7, which is mad when you consider how many matches were played in the Ascent tournament and the Professionals tournament. But anyway, we've only got 1 day, so you know we're kind of limited on that front in terms of what kind of battles and how many battles we can play. Where's the chat? There we go. Sorry. Hamish says the T22. It's good, and it's unique. I wouldn't say that it's overpowered. It's strong in many situations, but the thing is, it's unique, and there's not like a tech tree equivalent that can replicate what it does, and that's where the issue comes in. Like, if you can afford it, you can do different things as a team to a team that can't afford it. Like, the T22 opens up new strategic avenues to you. But obviously, you know, there's always going to be ways to counter that and work around it. But it's just nice having the choice. But if having the choice is only open to those who can afford having it, then that is a bit of an issue. So I don't know how that's a decision that's above me. I don't know how to solve it. I would like a kind of a vehicle renting system for tournaments anyway, like, you know, so you don't have to like grind out a whole line. You can pay like, I don't know, maybe you can rent one tier 10 tank for like €5 for a month only for use in tournaments, for example. And that would get more teams playing at tier 10. It would make Wargaming more money. Maybe, I don't know. But that's just an idea. Arguing about the T22. Coils here. Hey, buddy. I may. The Krangvang is the OP Swedish tank. Ooh, auto-loading heavy tank. I don't know. Wargaming have kind of said that the maps and things in Blitz are too small for the Swedish heavies. I think, or the Japanese. Oh, God. Interesting. We've lost our. We're back. We've been streaming so long, the Osmo 3 went into sleep mode. Oops. God. It's all back to front. Anyway, that was fun. So I don't know what's going to happen exactly with the tanks, which new lines are coming in. I think the T22 is good. We're going to see it. I'm more excited to see how the Progetto 65 is worked in. Okay. It's clearly... This is clearly not going very well at all. Is it overheating? Oh God, we're overheating. Right, I'm going to turn this off. Interesting. So yeah, my Osmo 3 just massively overheated, and the phone's actually pretty warm as well, which is fun. So now I'm just holding it by hand, so the stability will dramatically decrease. Um, da, 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 da. Sorry, guys. Apologies for making you feel sick. Yeah, the Osmo 3 died. um, yeah, so the Progetto, I would love to see the Progetto feature a lot this year. I'm not sure um, how much it will. I think it will. I think we'll see quite a lot of it. Yeah, sorry, Martin. It was doing such a stellar job, and now you're just going to have to put up with. Actually, no, wait a minute. Sorry, guys. Apologies if you're going to get dizzy, but we have. I've got a phone case with a built-in kickstand. So, in theory, apologies. You're getting manhandled into a phone case. But yeah, that works. I mean, low tech, but it works. Oh god, the Osmo, it's like really hot. Shit. That's not ideal. That is not ideal. But yeah. Yeah. We'll have to see the tank compositions that come through. Who's my favorite? What's my favorite matchup to see? That's a very good question. That is a very, very good question indeed. I'm actually, don't get me wrong, I'm probably, and maybe this is a little bit biased on my part. I am probably most excited to see Rain versus EG. Because I always kind of, like for me, I feel that CIS are the strongest server. I mean, every year people say they're the strongest server, but this year, like I think I've been able to see it just from the professionals tournament and the quality of the general gameplay. They're landing more shots. They're playing more fluidly as a team. It just feels very, very visible to me, for me. But I don't really know how the EU and NA servers stack up against each other. I would say that obviously the EU server has got a much deeper top level. Like there are more teams on the EU server playing at a top level, and North America, you've got Rain, the other Rain, Pramo, and I think Pensa maybe Stretch. And don't get me wrong, like all the teams in the top 8 on NA are very, very good. I'm just saying maybe they're not as good as the kind of the top level on EU, all of them. So, but I'm interested to see like how the top level of NA, which is smaller, but still very good, compares to the top level of EU, which is there are more teams, but is it better? And I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know whether or not actually the EU is significantly better than North America anymore. And that's why I'm most interested to see that. I'm also super, super psyched to watch Feast versus Team Wombats, because Team Wombats beat Feast last year. And it's a rematch. We're getting a rematch, and that's, there's a lot of pride on the line, I think, for the guys from the Asia server region. So I'd be quite interested to see that matchup too. I don't know. Though those are the two that I'm most excited for. And we're going to see those at the group stage. I'm hoping that we don't get a CIS versus CIS final. Simply because we've already seen that a lot. Basically, Mercy and 7-Star have been at each other's throats the whole time. Oh god, the Osmo 3, I hope it's not fried. Kathmandu, any thoughts when the premium Progetto 46 could drop? I don't know, and even if I did know, I can't answer that question. I don't know, just to put it out there. I actually, Meadsy 69, Skate Extreme, Bushcron Blitz, they've all signed NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, with Wargaming, so they get certain information, but obviously they've signed a legally binding document that says that they can't release certain information ahead of time. I haven't signed that, So actually, like, although Wargaming have been super good to me this year, and I've been invited to do like a lot of commentary on online tournaments, and I'm getting sent to Minsk on the way to do the commentary for Twister, they don't actually they don't tell me anything. I am very much kept out of the loop in a lot of ways. And Shocky's saying video and audio quality is super good. Well, I'm streaming from my mobile. I don't know, how's the battery? 42%. Good, we're good. God, it's my face. But basically, because I am the only person in this, because I am the only person, or one of, like, maybe, I don't know if the staff have got their phones on them or not, but basically there's only 12 other people, passengers, in this entire terminal building. I've got 250 megabytes up and 250 megabytes down, or something close. It's insane. I've never had this good Wi-Fi ever before, except for at the conference center except for at the conference center in Manila in the Philippines, before everyone got there. But it's just because it's like a network built for tons of people, and there's no one here, so I'm able to like just hammer out the stream. Which is cool. This is an upshot about traveling at Stupid 3 died. I think I had the phone off center. Exits asking which tech do I expect next? I don't know. Which tech do I expect next? I don't know. I don't play a lot of What PC, and I don't know much about like historical vehicles. So whenever Wargaming announced like a new line, I'm like, oh, there are tanks from this country that look like this. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, like before playing Blitz, my knowledge of like World War II tanks was that there were Tigers and there were Shermans, and they fought each other. So I'm not like a tank, like a historian buff. I'm not previously a tank gaming person. It's only through World of Tanks Blitz that I kind of got into tanks basically at all. So I don't know what lines are coming up next. I don't even know what to expect. I know that every live stream, people in the chat are asking, sorry, I'll answer you in a bit, TJJ 2020. People in live stream chat on other streams, wargaming streams, are always asking about like Japanese heavies, these Swedish TDs with the siege mechanics and artillery. Categorically, Wargaming have stated at every opportunity, artillery's never, ever, ever happening. Just forget it. They've said in the past as well that Japanese heavies, the maps are too small. It doesn't work. I presume they've tested it, or they haven't even considered it. And I think that the siege mode mechanics, again, I don't think they necessarily see how that sinks in with the kind of the pace of the gameplay and the map design and the whole kind of game design that we have for Blitz. Shocky, yeah, I'm in Vienna. I'm in Vienna right now. 60 TP connection of Russian armor ST1 and the gun of an E100. Oof, that doesn't sound. I mean, the ST1 is actually a very well armored Tier 9 tank. I mean, if you can't get it side on or its lower plate, you can really struggle. Tingo says the T49A is coming back for New Year's. I don't know if it is or not. I never actually got a chance to play the T49A. I was away during that event, or for whatever reason I didn't have access to Blitz, which is a damn shame. V asks, where am I from? I'm originally from England, but I have been living in Malta since about 2015, the end of, more or less. And I've done a lot of traveling in between as well, but basically it means that my accent is almost impossible to pin down. DMG, since I cast so many games, what do I think of other servers to match the CIS quality? Now, that's a super good question. Obviously, having a larger player base helps in terms of, you have more, if you think of a standard distribution, that bell curve, Google it if you don't know it. The larger your population is, the more data points you have at particular extremes. So the more terrible players you'd have and the more phenomenal players you'd have. So one of CIS server region's strengths is the fact that because it's such a large server, it has a significantly larger amount of more talented players. That's the first advantage that it has. Also, there are more teams playing in tournaments, which is the second advantage. So like the tournament scene's more active, there's more training. It's kind of, it's got this critical mass behind it that makes it much more involved. But more than that, it's the guys in CIS take it seriously. I was chatting to Mike 8 from Pramol, and he's quite a bit involved. Like, he knows behind the scenes in the Russian server. And he was saying that basically since Twister 2018, like the day after Twister, the big teams have been gearing up for Twister 2019. Like, they've been building a roster, training as a team since that time. And there's like, other than Raid and maybe Win, like there are no top teams on EU server that do that. So I think for EU, it's got the next biggest server population. The thing is, the absolute best players need to step up in terms of team management. It's a team management thing. Like, you need a good group of players that you have the talent and the egos get put to one side. Like, obviously they're all lovely guys, but you know, if you have 7 to 10 pros all pulling in different directions, as to saying like, oh no, I think this, or I think we should be doing that, and you have a lot of tension, a lot of problems. There's always been this historic thing with top level CW, clan war teams, tournament teams, as they kind of the boom and bust cycles. You get like these ace all-star rosters that then tear themselves apart when they don't perform well, or they fall out on Discord or in game, or they have one bad result and then it doesn't work. So for EU, there needs to be this consistency. There needs to be a well-managed team that is able to stay together, train together, and start like preparing for Twister 2020 now. And then they'll be at the same level as CIS. And also, not only that, they also have to make sure that their online team is able to go and play at the offlines. That's something Endgame may struggle with, is because if you have a look at the squad that's going to play on Saturday, there are some substitutions. It's not the full online roster, which is, I mean, obviously they've been training, and I've heard lots of really good things, and the people that they've got are super, super talented. And that's really encouraging, but that's been an uphill struggle for them, and I don't know if they're going to be at the same level as if they would have had their primary lineup. Oh, the Osmo 3 stopped cooking itself. That feels good. Feels good, man. So yeah, I mean, there are so many good teams on the EU server that come and go, and it's usually the same players that just kind of slightly change their allegiances or whatever, and it's I'm not trying to throw shade at any players or any groups of players or any former clans. I'm just saying it's a dynamic that exists, and if we ignore it, we won't fix it as a server. I think, and then when it comes to North America, how can they step up to like a CIS level? They need more teams. They need more people playing tournaments. The talent is there. The individual need more people playing tournaments. The talent is there. The individual talent is there. The top level teams are there. But there's a huge gulf at the moment, and I see North America as kind of where EU was like 2 years ago, where the top like Legion, and Legion and I think First Lines. There was maybe a handful of teams on the EU server back in 2017 that were super OP. Len Cops, there's no coin. OP. Len Cops, there's no coins. Yeah, but there's also no adverts. So like, I'm doing this for free. You're watching for free.
I mean, you know. um, so on the EU server a few years ago, there were some oh god, we've lost our. Sorry, we've been streaming so long, and Vienna Airport kicked us off the Wi-Fi. And we've gone and signed the agreement again and said we will play by the rules. Apologies for the quality. Are we back? Am I back? Am I live? Are we streaming? Have we reconnected? Live chat, speak to me. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we look good. Yes. Okay. Good. Ting. Okay. Thank you for confirming. I can end the stream. I'll go. No. So yeah, EU server had basically was very limited. Very few teams. There were 2 or 3 teams. The winner was going to be one of them. That's where North America is at the moment. The winner was going to be Rain or Promo, maybe Pencer, or maybe also Rain. But that kind of choked Rain. But that kind of choked the meta and North America's there. It just needs more people. Asia also needs more people and more teams, but I don't know what it is about Asia. There are some phenomenally talented people there, but I think because the server's got some technical issues, there's not that many players. It's not like the rate of kind of skill development feels slightly behind the other servers. They're obviously like the guys that are going to play in Minsk on Saturday are obviously much better than me, for example. But like as a server, I think we need more players on Asia for them to catch up with CIS. I think that standard distribution curve we talked about earlier, it's just too small. There's not enough kind of talent at the top end to kind of compete with each other. Yeah, T4, you're absolutely right. Streaming is mental when you think about it. Actually, just technology in general, the communications technology and the internet and stuff is pretty mind-boggling. I mean, I know a lot of Blitz players are a bit younger. I'm 30, so I can remember when I was basically the age that a lot of the players are, like 12 years ago. 12 years ago. I mean, there weren't even really smartphones. Like I joined Facebook in 2007. I think there was like an iPhone 1 or 2 or something. So doing what I'm doing now, it was just so far away. 31. Well met on the right side of 30. But yeah, this streaming it's pretty cool what we can do. I'm streaming live off free Wi-Fi at 1 o'clock in the morning. And noting I haven't watched Jack Ryan. And you guys are watching from wherever you are in the world. And it's just, that is super cool. Level 2 trading. As a trader, I totally understand the distribution curve. Good. So yeah, I found a vending machine. I've seen one, mainly because I've seen someone else using it, and now they've just heard me talking about them. Cool. But yeah, I don't know about China. China is an interesting one because it's such a new server, and also China is very particular in the way that it operates. It's difficult if you're inside China to access parts of the internet outside China. So I know, for example, that they can't get on YouTube legally, for example, in China. So it means that Chinese World of Tanks Blitz players are not accessing content outside of their server region. So they're limited in terms of that development potential. And
I don't know how big the player base is, and also like it's newer. I mean, imagine, just think where we were, um, as all of our servers. Where were we 2 3 years ago? You know, in terms of our development. And that's where China is now. They're still learning things that we learned in the past. So, Martin Prince going to get another beer. We'll carry on watching. Um, there is there is NordVPN and not sponsoring this video. I am completely open and probably very hackable on public Wi-Fi right now. So yeah, it's going to be. I love this about Twister. I love seeing server regions coming together, and we can kind of say like who's the best, who's getting better, who's getting worse, whatever. And you know, like everyone rooting for their server's representatives. It's going to be tough. It's going to be super tough this year, but I am looking forward to casting it. I'm looking forward to casting it so much. It is like a dream come true. Yeah, Botard, I heard about the China servers and the rigging and everything, and I don't know. I think, you know, if you're gonna be, if teams are gonna break the rules, they're gonna get punished for it. Obviously, I don't think we had a rule. No, we did have a ruling, from Wargaming. We know the top were disqualified, but you know, like, and for me, it's good to see Wargaming taking it seriously. I think there was a player from FBI on the EU server who didn't get the professionals tournaments rewards, and it's on the World of Tank Splits, the forums, there was a forum announcement made by the Wargaming staff. I forget the player's name. Actually, no, I remember it, but I don't know how to say it, so I'm not even going to try. But you can go check it out. They got basically just, they're not getting any prize, no prize, nothing. Even though they played like, you know, the Ascents and the professionals, Wargaming were like, nope. And that's because they were offensive to Amonet during a stream, and then like I don't know what went through their head. Like, okay, being rude to a streamer, that, you know, it's one thing, but then like insulting Nopka, who's the head of esports on Blitz, like, are you mad? What did they think was going to happen? No, it was FBI this year. It was FBI. Easy were disqualified last year, and the players on the Easy roster got a year-long ban. And some players on Easy tried to join some teams on EU, and Wargaming said no. So like they're sticking to the guns, and I like that. I like the Wargaming are kind of stepping up the professionalism. I think a year-long ban is pretty tough. But you know, the Wargaming said, like, if you break the rules, we're gonna punish you. So for the China server, like the rigging accusations between China and Asia, it's pretty messy, and I don't want to get into it. I don't have all of the information, all of the facts. I just know the Wargaming they've taken all of the complaints and accusations, and they've taken them seriously. They've looked at the data, and they've made the decision that they feel is appropriate. And I think we should really commend Wargaming for kind of sticking to their guns and enforcing the regulations. Obviously, some people are going to be pissed off at that. Some people are going to be, you know, happy that Wargaming have done that. But, you know, for me, I think it's a good thing that Wargaming are enforcing regulations, and it will improve the quality of the tournaments in the long run. That's my thing. Kathmandu asks, any thoughts as to the comparisons of a phone versus tablet? I don't know. I play on an iPad Pro. I think it's like a 10.5. It's this smaller iPad Pro. It's not the huge one, which is the size of a newspaper. It's a pretty reasonable sized tablet. And that's very comfy for me. And I've just kind of got the knack of PC controls-ish. I tried playing on a phone once or twice, and I don't know, maybe I'm too old. My fingers are too fat. My eyes are too, like, can't see nothing. But I can't do it. I can't play Blitz on a phone. It just doesn't work. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. But obviously there are lots of people that do, and like if you look at the previous Twister streams, there are like top level professional players playing on like a little iPhone. How are they managing that? So I don't know about the relative comparisons between them. I wouldn't be able to tell you because I only play on an iPad when I play on touch. DMG, do I think all small side games have a future in large scale blitz tournaments? It's a good question. Not all smaller formats. 1v1 is boring. 2v2, I've streamed quite a lot of 2 versus 2 tournaments now. They're also quite predictable. Although, to be fair, the 2 versus 2 tournaments we've seen have been on random maps. It's not the same. The 3 versus 3, like that could potentially work. And I mean, like, obviously, you're not going to do 6 versus 6 because you might as well just use 7 versus 7. I think the largest you can go is like 5v5 or 4v4, and I don't know, is it that much different? I think the issue is that the maps are obviously designed for 7v7 play. You can kind of hit some weird balance issues when you start reducing the number of players. And yeah, this is something that what PC struggled with, is because what PC is traditionally 15 versus 15, and one of the biggest complaints that the regular players had watching esports was that the Wargaming.net, the Wargaming League, was 7v7, and the players were saying, like, this is not like the game that we play. Like, we're used to playing 15v15 battles, and you're playing it on, like, the maps had like parts of the map have been like cut off, the maps have been made smaller or something, and it was 7v7, and they were just saying, like, this isn't World of Tanks PC as we know it. And so it didn't really resonate with the audience because it was like, you know, it was its own kind of game. So I feel that with Blitz, Wargaming would be hesitant to kind of make major series out of smaller formats, because a lot of people are like, but I don't play 3 versus 3 and I don't understand what's going on. And to be honest, like, even as someone who loves watching tournaments and things, like, it does take a while to kind of figure out the dynamics behind smaller number games. Like, what's the right strategy? What are the important decisions? What are the good tanks to take? Like, it changes things, and that can be very interesting. And I would love to see more online tournaments, 3 versus 3 in particular. Like, the next 3 versus 3 tournament that gets put up online, I am going to try so hard to put together a streamer team. My dream team EU would be me, Meadsy69, and Skate Extreme. We'd all stream on our own channels and we'd all be on, like, voice and playing the tournament on touch or PC or whatever. 3 versus 3, I think that would be epic. I would love to do that. So I hope we have enough 3 versus 3 online tournament. I don't think you can ever make a major offline series out of lower player numbers, though, to be fair. My bags are still there, which is nice. Super sneaky. Oh, namaste, the super chat. Thank you. You didn't need to do that, but that is most definitely appreciated. We'll hit up. I'll show you. I'll post some pictures on Discord of the snacks I buy with that donation. Blackstar from Connor asks, "What's my last prediction? Who, in your opinion, might get the Blitz Twister Cup?" 7-star or Mercy. Sorry, I hate to do it. I hate to do it to my friends in Endgame and Rain and Feast, but if you were to say, like, Roland, bet your money. Yeah, the Russian national anthem would be playing in the background somewhere. 7-star and Mercy. I mean, I might even bet on seeing them in the finals. Obviously, I hope we don't have a CIS on CIS final. I think that would be a bit kind of like an anticlimax. But it's a distinct possibility this year. It really is. We should do a poll. Yeah, we'll do a poll. That's a great idea, Ting. We'll do a poll. I'll open one up tomorrow. We'll get Kasu to open, or you can open one up. I think you have the ability to do one in the Discord. Open up, or we'll chat it out. I've got time. Once I'm done with the stream, we will set it up. We'll set up something on the Discord server, public facing, so everyone that's on the server can have a vote, and we'll see which team is the favorite to win. I expect, to be honest, I expect Team Wombats to have the most votes, because that's just the kind of humans we got on the Discord server. If we're being honest. Dave Max rooting for Rain. Yes, please, Ting, do a poll. That would be really good. If you have the permissions to do one on the Discord server, you have my blessing to set that up. Yeah, Blackstar. Of course, good luck to all participants. And I think Endgame do need to give their all. I would be a little bit more confident in Endgame if they had their primary roster. I think they're missing some key talent that I don't know, even with the really good substitutions they've made. I don't know if they're gonna be top level, like compared to themselves. Like I feel, and this is not saying anything about the individual players, I'm just saying about the teamwork, the synergy, the kind of the clicking, you know, as a team, getting that extra dynamic on the go. I think that could be the limiting factor. Botard, thank you, much appreciated. I am having fun already with you guys. You're helping me kill my time, which is good. And I've been streaming for like almost an hour and a half, which is a bit mad. I've slipped into that weird kind of twilight zone. This happened to me during the professionals tournament. If you just kind of stay up long enough. Yanni Paya, hey from Albania. If you stay up long enough, I swear like something happens to the human psyche where time just starts passing really quickly. And not, at least that's what I experience. Like kind of, which is good, you know, if you have an 11-hour layover, if that just zooms by, that's super cool. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Unit 7708, that is probably one of the most that is definitely a dad joke. I like it. I approve. I really approve of that one. Anyways, that's my first vlog from Vienna. It is now 1:15 a.m. We've had a super good little chat. We've covered a lot of topics. We've established that my Osmo 3, if I don't put the phone in it correctly, overheats. But the good news is, let's see if it turns on and lives. Ooh. It's making some bad sounds at me. Oh, we might have burned out the Osmo 3. Oh well, say la vie. Anyway, that sad news aside, it was doing so well. Oh, opening. Sorry, buddy. We're just about to end the stream. Yeah, I'm gonna go find something to eat, to drink, check the Discord, probably have a nap, a couple of hours of shut-eye, just to get a bit more recharged, ready for rehearsals tomorrow. And then I might be back online around about 5 or 6 hours time. Thank you to everyone for the comments and the well wishes. Like it's super nice to have you guys backing me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous about doing an offline commentary with Wargaming. It's gonna be different. I'm not gonna be in control of the camera. I've got to I've got to do as well or better than Skate and Bushka, and that's a very tall order. And obviously be working alongside Amonet. It's going to be different, and I hope that I can. I hope that I can deliver.
I hope I can deliver some good results. We'll see. We will see. Anyways, this is Rolling Swarm live from Vienna Airport at 1 a.m. Wishing you all the best, and I will see you soon. Do come chat with us in the Discord. It's been an absolute pleasure. You guys are awesome. What can I say? Bye for now.